Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, health officials give an update on day 5 COVID-19 testing. We've got the story. The Bahamas' sovereign credit rating downgraded further into junk territory. Plus, the family of the woman who committed suicide at Sandilands now seeking answers.
Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News and thank you for joining us. I'm Kyle Joaquim. Topping news tonight. To date, over 5,500 applications have been made for citizens, returning residents and visitors seeking to enter the Bahamas since restrictions were eased on November 1st. However, with testing and travel protocol requiring a test on day 5 if staying longer than 4 days, health officials explain that some have in fact tested positive on day 5.
But what we can say is of the 752 persons who actually did get tested, there were 4 known positives. All of that information did come to the Ministry of Health through the portal that's been established by the Ministry of Tourism. Of those numbers, 1 person was a Bahamian and there were 3 individuals who were work permit holders.
According to Brennan, those people have since been entered into the case investigation and contact tracing mechanism. To date, since November 1st, there have been 5,584 applications for people to come into the Bahamas. Of that number, 2,492 residents, citizens, and work permit holders. 1,842 were visitors expected to be longer than 5 days, and 1,250 were visitors expected to stay shorter than 5 days. But looking closer at the numbers provided by health officials during a press conference today, the 1,691 people who traveled November 1st through 6th included 752 people who were compliant with the requirement to receive a COVID-19 rapid antigen test on day 5. There were 939 of that grouping who did not have testing done, but that number includes people who may not have stayed over 4 days, which means they did not have to receive a follow-up test. But it comes as the country slowly reopens amid a decrease in COVID-19 cases.
On Thursday, the 12th of November 2020, there were 39 new confirmed cases of COVID-19. This brings the total number of confirmed cases in the Bahamas to 7,163.
Hospitalizations are down. However, there is a concern regarding family islands like Exuma, Eleuthera, and Grand Bahama, which have seen an increase in recent days. On one day, Grand Bahama alone recorded 38 cases, which Health Minister Rhonda Wells said was traced to their job. As for whether Grand Bahama will see tighter restrictions similar to Exuma and Eleuthera,
the areas where we have identified that there are an increased number of positive cases, we recommend targeted restrictions instead of having complete lockdowns. Because once we can identify those, hopefully we'll be able to curtail the increase that we are seeing with that.
2% of Nassau's population has contracted COVID-19. According to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pearl McMillan, family islands like Exuma, which went from 43 to 80 cases in less than a week, remain a concern. But also presenting a concern, once again, Bimini.
There was a large church convention on the island last week Sunday. To date, over 15 suspected COVID-19 cases are linked to that event, and we are awaiting the results of their swab test.
In other news, deeper than expected financial shocks to tourism and the government's balance sheet due to the coronavirus pandemic, along with the diminishing prospect of getting back on track with fiscal targets before the next general election, have prompted international credit ratings agency Standard & Poor's to downgrade the Bahamas' sovereign credit rating further into junk territory. Georgia Bain has the story.
Minister of Finance Peter Turnquist said the decision by Standard & Poor's to downgrade the country's sovereign credit rating from BB to BB negative was disappointing but not unexpected. The country's outlook remains new after S&P downgraded it from stable earlier this year. S&P said the country has slowly reopened since June, but the tourism sector remains affected by local and source market COVID-19 outbreaks and local lockdowns and quarantine.
The reality is that this COVID-19 experience has visited tremendous hardships, not only on the Bahamas, but countries around the world who are suffering similar fates. We are trying our best to do what we can to stem the losses, both in terms of business as well as to personal finances. But even that is difficult given all of the challenges that the government finds itself in maintaining its revenue structure and in being able to meet all the commitments that it has.
According to S&P, tourism data up to July showed a worse than anticipated drop-off of 62% in that sector. The international agency predicted the country's gross domestic product will contract by 21% this year. Turnquest said the government finds itself in a difficult position, but remains hopeful.
We are optimistic that we're going to be able to work our way through it. We are, as the government, looking at our short-term forecast to see how we can adjust our expenditure pattern as well as to maybe grow some of the revenue that we have from existing sources on the books. These are not simple matters.
S&P noted that if risks of a more severe or prolonged outbreak were to subside and the country's economic and finances stabilize in the line with the credit ratings agency's forecast, the outlook could be revised to stable over the next 12 months. Turnquest said the process to rebounding will require every Bahamian reevaluating their own expenses.
We have a responsibility to make sure that we keep our cases down, that we are able to establish ourselves as a safe haven for persons to come and to help us through this crisis through their economic input. And at the end of the day, the advice that I would give to all citizens is to use this period to reassess your own finances to make sure that you are only engaging in those activities that are absolutely necessary for the health and safety and security of your families.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Georgia Bain.
Police on Grand Bahama discovered the badly decomposed body of a man off a track road in Queens Cove on Thursday. According to Superintendent Teresita Pinder, officers received a call around 4 p.m. Thursday about a body that was found in the area.
They discovered a badly decomposed body here in Queens Cove. It is the body of a male. The body is badly decomposed, like I said before, and we cannot at this time determine exactly who the identity of the person is. We also cannot determine exactly what caused his death. We will await the pathologist report to ascertain the reason for his death.
Now, police could not say how the body was discovered or by whom. It was in an area known for illegal dumping. Pinder appealed to residents who have not seen a relative for some time to contact police as they seek to determine the man's identity.
We are requesting any members of the public who may have a missing person or loved one who has not been home for a while to please notify the Criminal Investigation Department so that we can come to conclusion here as to the cause and who the person is who died here.
The family of a 52-year-old Sandilands Rehabilitation Center patient who committed suicide on Sunday is seeking answers. Bertha McDermott reports.
52-year-old Portia Burrows, who was a patient at Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, reportedly died upon arrival at Princess Margaret Hospital on Sunday after she was found hanging from a sheet at SRC, according to her grieving family members. Her sister, Nikki Davis, says the family deserves answers.
We're here because we're a family that's grieving. We are a family that's angry.
Davis said this wasn't the first time her sister tried to harm herself since she was diagnosed with depression and schizophrenia 10 years ago. However, she questioned how something like this could happen.
She was not crazy. She was ill. After repeated attempts to harm herself, we were told and assured that Sandilands was the best place for her, where she would be placed on suicide watch and monitored around the clock. My sister was admitted to Sandilands on October 28th with the assurance that she would be constantly monitored. How is it that just a week and a few days after she was able to get a sheet, hang herself?
In a brief statement on Wednesday, the Public Hospitals Authority said a woman attempted suicide and was subsequently transported to Princess Margaret Hospital by ambulance, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. The PHA added that inquiries into the matter continue. Relatives claim they've received conflicting reports regarding the time of Burrows' death and where she died. Her niece says the entire ordeal has come as a shock to the family.
It has been quite tragic, especially because of how it happened and the fact that it should not have happened in the first place. So it has been quite shocking.
Now family members say they will not rest until they get the answers they deserve.
Whatever happened, we're not getting any answers. And we are not going away.
We're not.
We are not going away. We're not going to let it go.
Be swept
This
under the
is
rug.
not the family that's going to let it go.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks, Jillian. We've got a lot more news, but first, meteorologist Greg Thompson give us a first look at our weekday weather forecast.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm meteorologist Greg Thompson with your first look at weather, brought to you tonight by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us. Outside our studios, much improved conditions, few clouds, temperatures in the low 80s, 82 degrees is our current temperature with the winds. Out of the southeast at 6 knots, feels like temperature around 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Satellite view, much improved around the islands, as I said. We do have a weak troughing across the area that's associated with Tropical Storm Ada that is basically washed out. It's merged with a frontal boundary. Some showers and thunderstorms associated with that across the northwest Bahamas. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come, what's it like to be a single and unemployed parent during a pandemic? And later, tonight's Consumer Report explores social media outrage over a pricey PS5. Stay tuned.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All day football, all day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
The COVID-19 pandemic is proving to be one of the most challenging times in the lives of two yellow elder women who have had to rely on the generosity of others to get by. They were among dozens of residents on Tom the Bird Grand Park in Yellow Elder Gardens to pick up groceries donated by the Rotary Club of New Providence and AML Foods. Berthany McDermott has the story.
Monday, Tuesday, my little girl was asking me something I couldn't get for her, and I was trying to be strong up until that point. I break down, because I said, Mommy, what happened? I said, Mommy ain't got the money to get what you asking for, baby. She wanted nuggets and pizza. Mommy, when you get the money, I said, whenever, Mommy, find a job.
That's the tough reality for 41-year-old Desiree Ambrister, who has been living in Yellow Elder her entire life. The wife and mother has been out of work since having spinal injury, and her husband lost his job back in September. As a result, she says it has been a challenge making ends meet and providing for her 4-year-old daughter. She is not alone. The struggle has also been real for 78-year-old Inez McKinsey, whose house burned down in the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew. Since then, she says she's been from pillar to post. The COVID-19 pandemic, she says, has made hard times even harder.
It's rough enough. Sometimes I just don't want to think about it, but thank God we just survive. It was difficult, sometime up, sometime down.
Adding to the strain, the mother of four says she's very concerned about contracting COVID-19, which has claimed the lives of more than 150 Bahamians.
Yeah, but concerned about it, man. What? You have to concern about that, because I don't even know what it is. All I know is a bad sickness, but if you have to go to get something, you just have to go and put yourself in God's hand.
The senior citizen says she receives a monthly pension, but it's just not enough to sustain her. Both women say they're relying on God and the kindness of others.
I have no money to pay my bills, but like I say, for yesterday, for instance, I needed a bottle of water. I called my sister. She got me $2. I went to the shop, I bought a bottle of water. Then my baby needed something for breakfast this morning. I asked her, she got it for my baby, her breakfast item what she needed.
God bless people like you all, and many who give. If I need to give a loaf of bread or one item, that's good, because it's a meal.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
A second incident of illegal oil dumping on Grand Bahama has prompted environmentalists and the government to work together to strengthen regulations on that island. Jillian Gray has that.
The earth is scarred and forever changed by the oil dumping incident at Barberry Beach in Grand Bahama, according to one environmentalist who revisited the site after cleanup, only to find black scarring and pockets of oil still coming up from the ground.
The oil is still coming up, emanating from the underground area, actually polluting even the area that they left basically clean. And so this is why we have to be very adamant about every single quart of oil that's going to be disposed of on our island.
That oil seeped into a water-filled cavern, creating lasting damage. Environmentalist Joe Darville, though furious at the illegal dumping, says there is a silver lining. It prompted environmentalists and the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality to begin talks to strengthen regulations on that island. But what about regulations already in place nationally? The Waters Keeper chairman is urging the government to use taxes and tariffs already being collected for environmental impact to assist in remediation.
The government gets $6 off them, and we have not seen one dime from these years now of the tariff on hazardous waste in order to correct what has been done to our environment. And so that's something we have to impress upon our government. If you go in, you do not put this into the general fund. You put this into an environmental fund, so this thing can never happen, or if it does happen from time to time, we have the wherewithal, the finances to clean it up immediately.
After a second incident of illegal oil dumping was found on the island, Minister of State for Grand Bahama Kwesi Thompson said a police task force to deal with these and any future incidents was created. The Port Authority, which deals with environmental incidents on Grand Bahama, is also joining in the fight, particularly when it comes to industrial companies disposing of their waste.
We are presently in discussions, and that is the Ministry of Environment, the Office of the Prime Minister, and the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the Reef Committee on how we can address that very same question with respect to the large industrial companies and ensuring that we put in place all of the necessary protections.
But there is no need for dumping, according to Darville, who said Grand Bahama has a world-class standard landfill that can dispose of the waste. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
This segment brought to you by Grand Bahama Power.
Love Christmas movies? Our TV's holiday movie guide is up next. Stay tuned.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All day football, all day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
You're watching Our News. Welcome back. A businessman is defending the $1,700 price tag for the highly anticipated PS5 video game console. Jared Higgs caught up with him for tonight's Consumer Report.
50-year-old businessman Ian Antonio is responding to the backlash brought on by the price his company is charging for PS5s.
When something new comes out, it's pretty much hard to find, and it's going to be high.
On Thursday, Antonio's business, CTI Cellular and Electronics, posted an ad on Facebook offering the PS5 for $1,720 with VAT.
It just went viral.
The comment section was quickly filled with critics accusing the company of being unfair with its price. One person wrote, "This can't be the same PS5 Sony's selling for $500.
A lot of people was complaining about why the price is $1,700, and they seen it online for $500.
Antonio defended the decision, saying the limited availability of the new console justified a higher price. Retailers like Walmart and Best Buy post their limited stock online, which buyers gobble up within minutes. Those buyers can either enjoy their new game system or make a profit by taking advantage of the product's high demand. Even Sony is out of machines for now, leaving the resellers market wide open for now. The public pressure influenced the businessman to drop his price, though.
We did drop it just so, our customers will feel more comfortable. I don't think we could go much lower than that, but we like to listen to our customers too.
Antonio says he has already taken half down non-refundable deposits from serious gamers. He also says his 12-year-old business has been hurt by the pandemic rules limiting in-person shopping. Still, his critics ask how he could charge so much for a product in these economic times.
It is a luxury. Gaming is a luxury. It isn't it isn't a necessity. So, you know, people who into gaming, they understand, you know, the pricing.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jared.
Well, 2020 has been a year of the unexpected, but one thing you can count on this year is a countdown to Christmas with Our TV and Crown Media family networks.
Get the holiday season started with Hallmark Channel's best seasonal movies. The weekend kicks off with Jingle Around the Clock at 8 p.m. on Saturday.
Not that bad. Brooke Nevin, Michael Cassidy.
'Tis the season for a Sunday matinee and mystery with The Christmas Secret.
Been up and down Main Street, Grandpa. I don't think this girl exists.
Don't worry, we'll find her.
Christine.
You! A temporary nanny makes a big impact on a widowed, work-obsessed executive just in time for the holidays.
He needs a nanny. Can I help you?
I think I'm supposed to be helping you. Expect the unexpected with The Christmas Getaway beginning at 9:30 Sunday night. A vacation rental inconvenience.
We're renting this place.
This is my place.
There are no other cabins.
None?
Turns into romance. 4 chances to sprinkle holiday cheer with RTV and Hallmark Channel beginning on Saturday at 8 p.m.
Thank you, Christina. And that's a look at news. Marcellus Hall has all things sports right after this. Stay tuned.
Every day, these men and women put their lives on the line in the most advanced tactical combat units available. They work in areas of conflict and struggle, providing law enforcement and life-saving exercises. They are on the front lines.
Well, it's time for sports. For that, here's Marcellus Hall.
All right, so it is Friday the 13th to be exact, but that doesn't mean bad luck because we have a lot of good stuff to get to, including last night's Thursday night football action between the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Soccer fans happy with the return of Premier League to Rev. Beginning today, Rev subscribers can purchase the package for just $9.99, with Rev Trio customers getting their first 3 months free simply by opting in. Indianapolis Colts needed a win last night as they took on the Tennessee Titans in Thursday night football. Titans leading the AFC South. Leading into the game, Colts a game behind in second. First quarter action, Titans strike first as Ryan Tannehill connects with Deontay Freeman for 5 yards out. That puts the Titans up early, 7-3, heading into the second quarter. In the second, Colts Phillip Rivers, he finds Naheem Hines on a 13-yard reception. Third quarter, Colts getting in on as Naheem Hines with his second rushing touchdown. That gives the Colts the lead here. Colts special teams also coming up big. They come up with a big punt block scooped up by T.J. Carey, who runs it in for 6. Colts add another score in the fourth as backup quarterback Jacoby Brissett scores on a keeper. Colts get the win, 34-17. They move into a tie for first place in the AFC South. Quick look now at what's ahead for you this coming Sunday, right here as the NFL continues. So we do invite you to take care of yourself during the course of this weekend. The first one without a lockdown, that's always a good sign. We'll give you all the details from all the weekend activities coming up for you right here on our TV. Reporting for Our News, I'm Marcellus Hall.
And that's a look at news. We throw it back to meteorologist Greg Thompson for the extended weather forecast.
Thanks again, Kyle. In our second look at weather, we take a look at satellite picture around the area. We do have a weak troughing across the area that's associated with what's left of Tropical Storm Ada that is moving towards north. It's more merged with the frontal boundary. Some isolated showers associated with that system across our area. The National Hurricane Center now watching a new depression that formed, Tropical Depression number 31, moving towards the west. Will continue on that track over the next couple of days. Your boating forecast for the northwest and central Bahamas tonight through tomorrow. East winds at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. While in the southeast Bahamas, we have a caution flag posted for you guys down there. East to southeast winds, 15 to 20 knots, seas running 4 to 6 feet. Low tide will be at 9 minutes past midnight. Here's a look now at your national forecast. Now look at your extended forecast through Wednesday. That's a look at our weather. Have a safe night and a great weekend, everybody.
Well, thank you for joining us for Our News Tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Kyle Joaquin. We will see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a good Friday evening, Bahamas.